1310 WICH with Fishing Today. Whether it's in the ocean, on the pond, in the stream, or off the dock, it's all about fishing. Let's join Jesse Roach with Fishing Today on 1310 WICH.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jesse Roach. We have Rick Joseph on the other side of the glass.
Good morning. How are you today, Jesse?
Great. A first. My very first talk show. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, well, we'll get it down. Don't worry about it.
So welcome to Fishing Today on WICH, and we will also have a podcast available a little later on at WICH.com. And lots to talk about. We're going to be doing lots with this show, and we're going to have all sorts of topics. We're going to do a shark thing a little later on this summer, where my buddy Kevin Mace was nice enough to invite us out for that episode as we go hunt sharks. I'm going to have a fisherman on TV. That's also going to be happening. Dave Marciano from Wicked Tuna will be joining us, and also Josh Harris from Deadliest Catch. That's also as we move on through all of these shows. And but today we're going to have Dave Simpson of Marine Fisheries with DEEP. He's going to join us a little later on. And now we'll turn it over to Rick Joseph. He's going to have our fishing news and our marine forecast.
All right. Sounds good, Jesse. And we have the Connecticut Deep making some changes to the Black Sea bass regulations for 2016. The minimum size is up an inch to 15 inches now. Season opens May 1st. Runs through December 31st. Blackfish season opened yesterday. And minimum length at 16 inches. Season open April 1st to April 30th with 2 fish per angler. And then open July 1st to August 31st. Also 2 fish. And October 10th to December 6th with 4 fish allowed. And we're going to be talking again, as Jesse mentioned, to Dave Simpson later on this morning, DEEP Marine Fisheries spokesman, about Blackfish. So stay with us for that. Winter flounder also opened yesterday. Minimum length 12 inches. And the limit 2 fish per angler. And that season runs from April 1st to December 31st. Also, the Connecticut Angler's Guide 2016 is now available. A printed version of the Angler's Guide can be obtained anywhere that you purchase a fishing license or by calling this number, 860-424-FISH. That's 3474. Angler's Guide available in digital book format as well, and that requires Adobe Flash Player. And you can get the free download from Adobe. So that's the Angler's Guide out for 2016 now. Look for it anywhere that you can get a fishing license. And the number again, 860, for more information, 860-424-FISH. Want to go into the marine forecast now?
Yeah, well, there's some other news, actually, that just happened recently that's pretty relevant. And that's the Department of Energy and Environment Protection announced that State Environmental Conservative, or ENCON police, with the assistance of their K-9 unit Ruger, arrested Hydri Senkoli, age 60 of Woodbury, Daniel Senkoli, age 32 of Waterbury, Bill Senkoli, age 57 of Waterbury, and Gurali Senkoli, age 46 of Woodbury, March 29th, for the possession of 38 stripers. 38 striped bass, and none of them really were of limit, and all of which were less than minimum length, and possession of striped bass way over the daily creel limit. At approximately 10 p.m. on the 29th, ENCON police received an anonymous complaint. 4 anglers were fishing on the Housatonic River in Shelton off River Road, and they were in possession of a large quantity of undersized bass. And they responded, the Encom police, and they located the anglers with the help of their trained dog that discovered the 38 striped bass that were hidden in bags, in the rocks, and in the bushes. Encom dogs are especially trained to detect a variety of species of fish and assist in situations like this. All the fish were less than minimum length, and charges against the 4 men were misdemeanors. They have court dates on the 12th of April, and that's in Derby. So just a reminder to everybody. I mean, you might think it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, and I think it's like $80-something a fish.
How do these dogs pick up this? How do these dogs detect this?
Through lots of training, I would imagine, just like a drug dog or
that's amazing.
Sikh dog.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's and it happens. They're out there, and so try to sneak one. You might be on the losing end of that one.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, let's get into some fishing weather. It's going to be an interesting weekend.
Yeah, the marine forecast, storm warning in effect from late tonight through tomorrow afternoon. We have a high wind warning here on land in effect from midnight tonight till 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, and the winds are going to pick up a lot tonight. We have today not bad. East winds today at 5 to 10 knots, becoming southerly early this afternoon. Southwest at 10 to 15 knots with gusts up to 20 knots late. Seas at 1 foot or less today currently, and that'll build this afternoon, 1 to 2 feet this afternoon, and occasional rain in the forecast for today. Now tonight, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots, gusts up to 25 knots, and increasing to 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 40 knots after midnight. So rough seas for sure tonight. Seas 2 to 3 feet building to 3 to 5 feet after midnight. And showers and thunderstorms around after midnight. Visibility will be 1 to 3 nautical miles. And then for tomorrow, we're looking for northwest winds at 30 to 40 knots. Still very windy tomorrow. Gusts up to 55 knots, diminishing a little bit in the afternoons, 25 to 35 knots, and still gusting to 45 knots in the afternoon. Seas will be 5 to 8 feet tomorrow. How about that for rough seas?
Surfing weather.
Snow and rain showers likely for the morning Sunday. Visibility at 1 mile or less. Sunday night, northwest winds at 20 to 25 knots, gusting to 35 knots, becoming westerly, 10 to 15 knots, and gusting to 25 knots after midnight. Sunday night into Monday now, seas at 3 to 5 feet, subsiding to around 2 feet. Want to go into Monday?
Yeah, might as well. We're not here for a week, so we'll let them know what's going on during the weekdays.
South winds on Monday, 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 knots. Gusting to 25 knots in the afternoon. Monday, seas at 1 to 2 feet. Snow and rain likely in the morning. Rain likely in the afternoon. Visibility 1 to 3 miles for Monday. Still very cold. I mean, these temperatures are running well below normal for the next few days. And Monday night, we'll have northwest winds at 5 to 10 knots, gusting to 20 knots, becoming northerly. 15 to 20 knots, gusts up to 30 knots after midnight. Seas will be 2 to 3 feet. And rain likely in the evening, then chance of snow after midnight with visibility 1 to 3 miles. And then Tuesday, north winds, 15 to 20 knots, diminishing 10 to 15 after midnight. Seas 2 to 3 feet. And for Wednesday, northwest winds 10 to 15 knots, becoming 5 to 10 knots in the afternoon. And then seas 1 to 2 feet for Wednesday. Chance of snow showers again. Winds and seas higher in thunderstorms through the period. Doesn't sound very much like spring forecast, does it?
No, and I'll tell you, and especially if you're a fisherman who's just getting started, maybe you have a kayak, you just got a boat, and you want to get out there. And I know everyone's anxious with spring fever to get out there. But I'll tell you, I was out on my kayak last night, and I was careless enough not to look at the radar, and I was having a good time. I was just getting on the bite, And next thing you know, flashes in the sky, and I found myself racing a thunderstorm back to the launch.
Wow.
And so, yeah, you really do. You have to be conscientious about what's going on. It only takes one lightning bolt to ruin your day. And, it's important stuff to look at. So if you're just starting out, you want to kayak, you're thinking, I'm going to go out in the middle of the sound and catch stuff. Well, pay attention to the weather forecast. That's one piece of advice that I have based on lots of my experiences. I've been caught on islands watching storms go by. So anyways, we'll take a break, and we'll come back. We'll have a look at some tournament information. We'll have our interview with Dave Simpson, Marine Fisheries at the DEEP, talking about blackfishing season and talking about the weather cooling off. Hopefully that doesn't discourage the blackfish from getting on the bite. And we'll talk to him, give you all the information you need to kick off your tog season. And that's coming up in just a few minutes.
This year, we're going all in with team shirts.
Whether it's a bachelorette party, fundraiser, or high school reunion, custom T-shirts from Custom Ink are always able to make any occasion memorable.
Custom Ink really helped my business look professional. When my crew wears the shirts, our clients know we're for real. Thanks, Custom Ink.
Custom Ink has created over 60 million shirts for families, sports teams, church groups, businesses, and more. And you don't need to be a designer to make great-looking T-shirts. It's simple and fun to create your own shirts with Custom Ink's online design lab. Choose from a variety of styles, colors, fonts, and artwork to make a one-of-a-kind design. You can even upload your own logo. And no matter how many shirts you order, we always guarantee on-time delivery and free shipping. Our team is with you every step of the way to make your design a success.
See why 99% of our customers say they would order with us again. Visit CustomInk.com today to get started.
Every 3 minutes worldwide, a child is diagnosed with cancer. I'm Leslie Germain, and 2 years ago, I shaved my head to raise money for children's cancer research after my son Brian was diagnosed. Today, Brian is in remission, but thousands of other children have lost their battle to a disease that kills more children in the U.S. than any other. On April 3rd, we'll be holding our second annual Shave-a-thon at the Hilton Mystic to raise money to help researchers find less toxic treatments while working towards a cure. To donate or participate, go to stbaldrick's.org and search Hilton Mystic. Our kids need your help.
All right, we are back. Welcome to Fishing Today on WICH. We'll also have a podcast available at WICH.com a little later on. Getting into some tournament stuff. 'Tis the season, and they might not be happening till later on down the road, but now is the time to sign up for a lot of them. And Fishing Northeast inaugural Casting with Kids, that's happening May 1st at Center Springs Road. That's in Manchester. For more information, you can call Scott at 203-402-9870. And you can email fishlikeagirl, too, at yahoo.com. It's also one of the sponsors. And it's going to be a good thing for the kids. Get outside, have some fun, and show them fishing. The 2016 Candlewood Lake Open Buddy Tournaments also kicking off Tuesday, April 19th at Squan's Pond. You have Saturday, May 21st at Latins and Saturday, June 4th at Latins. And each tournament is limited to 30 boats. So if you want to get on that, that's you can mail your applications and payable to Pete Planer and insurance to 1 Aspen Place, Ringwood, New Jersey, 07546. And we can have more information for that. We'll be posting, too, on the website, and we'll get a fishing calendar going. Connecticut Bassman's 31st Annual Mixed Open, June 5th, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's at Squan's Cove State Boat Launch in Candlewood Lake. And you can call 860-747-8582 or 860-384-0833. Entry fee is $55 a team. First prize is $800. So good stuff there. 15th Annual Scholarship Tournament. That's going to be going on a little later down Sunday, October 2nd, 2016, Candlewood Lake Squan's Launch. And that's 7 to 3 p.m. And you can get more information on that. Let's see. Sal Messina. You can contact him at 860-883-3116. Reynolds Marine, they've got their thing going on, and their tournament is happening, and that is the 8th Annual Reynolds Garage and Marines Customer Appreciation Team Tournament, Connecticut River, June 11th, Haddam Meadows State Park. Guaranteed $3,000 first place, so how about that? You can call toll-free 800-899-0028 for the information on that one. the Heart of Connecticut Bass Masters, the Housatonic Valley Bass Masters 21st Annual Brian Kirchhoff Memorial Tournament. That is Sunday, April the 24th, and entry fee is $210. Includes $10 lunker pool for the largest fish, Candlewood Lake, Danbury Town Park ramp, and the information on that is, we'll have to get that up for you. And the 26 Angels Foundation, too. That's happening April 23rd at Candlewood Lake. And you can actually receive a $200 prize for the smallest fish, too. So how about that? So there you go. That's some tournament information there. We will also have some more tournament information every week as we get them. And one thing about these tournaments, like especially if you're doing the kayak or even your boat, some reducing the spread of zebra mussels is kind of important. And with that, you want to remove any visible plants, fish, or animals, remove mud and dirt since it too may contain a hitchhiker, remove even plant fragments as they may contain a hitchhiker, and do not transport any potential hitchhiker even back to your home. Remove and leave them at the site you visited. And for kayakers, they suggest scrubbing down your kayak with Dawn detergent and also bleach for the strings. We've got Dave Simpson, Marine Fisheries, DEEP. He's going to talk about our black fishing as we just got started with that yesterday, and he's going to let us know what exactly to expect and the best way to catch the fish. Welcome back to Fishing Today on WICH. With me is David Simpson of the DEEP. He's with Marine Fisheries Division, and we're going to talk about black fishing season today. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we just got started, April 1st, and can you give us a brief description of the TOG fishing calendar year and why is it structured that way?
Sure, we have 3 open seasons. The month of April is open at a 2-fish limit. July and August are open also at a 2-fish limit. And then the fall primary season is open October 10 to December 6. And the reason for the split seasons is really trying to find the fine balance of meeting our conservation targets that are mandated by the Interstate Fishery Management Plan and the desires of the fishing public. So we had a small but important component of our angling public that really likes the spring fishery, and April was a time that we could offer up that didn't produce too many landings but gave some opportunity. And then July and August was an important season for the casual angler that may bump into a tautog, and we wanted to make sure that that kind of person had some opportunity to take the fish home if he did indeed catch a 16-inch minimum size tautog in the summertime.
Great. So just the balance between preservation of the species and to help the angler.
That's it.
In April season, I know that can be tough for anglers close to shore. What are the tendencies for the species for where they locate in April? And is there a defined biomass like the sea bass?
There is a stock assessment on tautog. It's actually under development or review this year. And actually the April time frame, the anglers that really target them tell me that closer to shore is the place to be, around any kind of structure close to shore, rocks that, tend to absorb that early spring sun, warm up the waters a little bit. Those are the places they focus on. So it's not really so much a deep water fishery as it is a shallow water one in April.
Oh, great. Well, that's good news, especially for the kayak fishermen. And I know with crabs being kind of difficult to find in the bait stores, is there an alternative that togs would be attracted to?
Yeah, again, some of the Sharpies, so-called Sharpies, tell me that they still like Asian shore crabs for that spring fishery. But I think a lot of people also go back to the soft bait, clams, sandworms, that sort of thing as a springtime bait.
Great. And regulations, are there any changes this season, and what's the minimum length and the creel limit?
Yeah, no changes from the past few years. The minimum size is 16 inches, and as I mentioned, there's a 2-fish creel limit in April, July, and August, and then we go up to 4 fish for the fall fishery that runs October 10 to December 6.
Great. And anything else that you want to add about the tog fishing that the public might want to know, or any information that might be valuable?
Well, I think the really amazing thing is the examples of some really huge fish that we've seen in Connecticut waters in the last few years. You know, in 2011, we hit a new state record, a 23-pound, 9-ounce fish that came out of eastern Connecticut off of the Waterford area. We thought that was a fantastic fish, I think about 5 pounds larger than our previous record. And then just this past summer, we broke that record. A gentleman landed a 26-pound, 9-ounce tautog, again, right off of the Waterford area, which seems to be the hot spot in the last few years.
Yes.
For some really terrific sized tautog. So anyone who got a chance to visit the hunting and fishing show in February up in Hartford got to see the mount of that 26-pound fish, and it really is an impressive sight.
Wow, that is something else. Well, and what about if they have any other questions about fishing, where can they go on the web to find some information from the DEEP?
Yeah, certainly hitting our website makes sense for regulations, seasons, and so forth. And if they just do a search for Connecticut recreational fishing regulations, that's the easiest way to find our site rather than trying to remember a website address. And I think there's lots of information out there online for techniques, and YouTube is a rich source of information and inspiration for various kinds of recreational fishing. So I really encourage people to do that. Look for good tautog YouTube videos for some pointers and ideas. Speaking of
TOG YouTube videos, I know it was in New Jersey, but I saw people catching them on the surface with flies.
Oh my goodness, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen tautog at the surface, usually in a spawning behavior, and at that particular time, I don't think they're terribly inclined to take a bait. But no, I've never heard of I've never heard of fly fishing for tautog. That has to be an experience.
Yeah, it was on the video. It was a crab fly. And it was a river type situation. Of course, I couldn't tell where it was. I just know it was in New Jersey. But that always kind of blew my mind. I wasn't sure why that was occurring.
Yeah, no, that's news to me. I'll have to look for that one.
And I know there's a lot of species that are coming in early this season. Do you think the togs will also be affected by the warmer waters?
Yeah, they tell me that 50 degrees is the magic temperature for tautog. Below that, they are a fish that goes into torpor, sort of a deep resting state over the winter. When waters warm up over 50 degrees, that's when they start to become active again. I think we're at about 46 degrees in Long Island Sound right now, so there's a few degrees to go. But again, that's where you focus on these areas that you think are that water temperatures are warming up. Sometimes the rivers, because it's shallow water, discharges from rivers will be a little bit warmer. Again, near rock masses where the water has a chance to warm up, those would be the places to focus on.
Great. Thank you very much. That's David Simpson with the DEEP Marine Fisheries Division. Feel free to visit them on the web, too, to get all your questions answered. And thank you very much for your time.
You bet. Anytime.
And now, the Fishing Today Safety Minute on 1310 WICH.
Well, as we kick off another fishing season, it's real simple. Life jackets. Life jackets, life jackets. There's a fatality over at Hamburg Cove over the winter, and we've heard a number of them throughout the state. And you might think, hey, you're in a boat, you're good to go, but just pull up that anchor the wrong way. It gets caught on something and then lets go, and boom, over the rail you go. And even in midsummer, if you're out there in the middle of the sound or the middle of the lake and you let's say you get separated from your kayak or your boat, how long can you tread water? So that's it. Wear your life jacket even all year long. There is regulations in place too for before May for people in small craft. So check those laws and wear your life jacket.
And now the catch of the week on Fishing Today on 1310 WICH.
As we're running out of time, I want to give a shout-out to Ryan James, who pulled in a 48-inch, 50-pound striper last week. Ryan James, R-Y-O-N, James. Check him out on Facebook and also on Instagram, Beyond the White Beard, all with no spaces or underscores, Beyond the White Beard. And check out his catches. He's a great kayak angler, and he deserves a shout-out. As we wrap up fishing today, we're already out of time. Can you believe it? So I want to thank everyone for joining us on our inaugural show. We will have a podcast available at WICH.com. I want to thank Rick Joseph for letting me in on his show time and doing the news and weather for me. And also, thank you to Andy Russell and Jim Reed for making this show happen. And we're going to develop it as we go, and it's going to be a good time. So I hope you join us next week, 8:30 a.m. Saturday, as we talk trout with the Fisheries Department. And we'll get into the politics of the trout stamps, too, that they're talking about adding to licenses. That's next week on Fishing Today.